That is absolutely delicious.
By the way, this is Larry from Larryville. This is his farm, and he's a big fan, and we like that. We like eaters to come to the table.
Probably number one fan if it wasn't for a relation. Yeah.
Anyways, we got some chicken marinating. We made the tzatziki with stuff from the farm, and we used a really good Greek yogurt. I mean, look at
Excellent.
that's tzatziki. We're not doing a lemonade stand. That was all kidding, but it was a good lemonade last week. With the tzatziki sauce that we're going to be making today, we have to eat it with something. So I got some boneless chicken thighs, and I got some chicken tenderloins. And these are fresh. They've never been frozen. For those of you who buy poultry, you know, you want to get fresh, never frozen chicken, and that way it won't be stringy and dry. I got the bone where they remove the bone and the thighs. I got that up. Got these chicken tenderloins, which I'll cut after I cook. It'll be easier to grill them that way. For the marinade, there's two different ways you can go. You can marinade like a quick marinade, which we're doing today, and then you can have an overnight type of Greek marinade. With the marinade that you make and you're going to use within 30 minutes, you don't use any oil, because that stops you from getting that lemon and that salt to do its trick. So I'm sprinkling a little of my house seasoning here, which is a combination of about 22 spices and seasonings, a little bit of oregano, a little bit of extra black pepper. We're going to do some fresh lemon. We're going to zest a little bit of this lemon rind, because this brings a lot of lemon flavor, and it would be wasteful not to use this whole lemon and get as much flavor as we can out of it. You don't want to get too far into the white pith of the lemon, this part here, because that tends to be a little bit bitter. So all you're basically doing is trying to get that outside shiny layer, and that's it. You don't want to grind much past that. This gives you that lemon oil, gives you nice lemon flavor. I'll do probably just one lemon for each one of these. You know, I wouldn't overdo it with the lemon rind or zest. I would not do more than a whole lemon. Pull all that pulp out, get that all scooped out with your fingers, and we'll give this a toss in the lemon juice and the salt, and it'll start brining immediately. And without the oil, it'll go as quick. You don't want to do this without oil overnight, because then you'll cook the chicken breast too far. So for something that you want to buy at the store on your way home and get it marinated and good enough for the grill, this is what you do for the quick marinade. We need some garlic for this. These fresh bulbs from the farm are just gorgeous. So press on the whole bulb. I mean, look at these cloves that they're getting. I mean, that's as hard as a rock too. It's just nice and fresh. And you trim off the little root end. You can break them by pressing down a little bit with your knife. But when they're nice and big like this, they're easier to clean. They pack a punch because it's really good farm-grown garlic with organic soil and lots of love from these two gals that do the farming here. I'll get this one nipped off. Now, remember to keep your knife angled away from your fingers, because your fingers are just basically holding the food. They're not guiding the knife. The knife you got control of with your 3 fingers on your right hand. You want to slice this up first before you start chopping it, so it doesn't bounce off the cutting board. Anything round on the cutting board is going to squeal out on you. So you want to basically slice that as thin as you can and then start chopping. You don't have to get it minced, especially when the garlic is this good. Pick this up, put some in here, we'll put some in there. Again with a toss. We got seasoning, we've got oregano, we've got lemon juice, and we've got garlic. The 3 basic ingredients in most Greek grilling: lemon, oregano, garlic. And you use Greek Mediterranean oregano. It's a little bit lighter in color. It's less bitter. Not saying that the Mexican oregano is not good, but it's used for different applications such as enchilada sauce and tomato sauces and pepper sauces, that type of thing. Take some of this basil, pluck it off the stem. They just picked this morning. When you're making tzatziki sauce, the two main herbs that you need are dill and mint. Everything else is just an extra bonus. So the basil is a bonus. I've got some really nice cilantro here. You know, I'll tear myself off a quarter cup of that. I've got some nice Italian parsley. Another good quarter cup. Then I got some dill from the market this morning. It was the best that I could find. It's still got good color. It's not turning yellow yet. So you don't want any stems in there, although they don't hurt. And then we've got some fresh mint here. So mint and dill are a must for tzatziki. The parsley, the cilantro, and the basil are, if you have them or if you're at the store buying the herbs anyways, get them, because all those herbs just add a layer of delicious flavor. All right, so we're going to bunch these herbs up and we're going to kind of compress them together, and that lets us chop them a lot finer than not rolling them up and pressing them together. Again, you know, I'm just holding the food with the herbs. I press all those leaves together, and I try to cut it as thin as possible. What the goal here is not to cut the herbs more than once. Once you start doing that, that's when you bruise the leaves, and then it starts to turn black. Also, the knife that you're using, you know, this is a stainless steel knife that keeps you from turning your herbs dark as well. And that's it, okay? That's our herb mix that we're going to be using for the chicken, for the tzatziki. Okay, we're gonna need some garlic for the tzatziki. Now, tzatziki needs to be made with Greek yogurt, and it needs to be made with a nice thick Greek yogurt, one that's strained and it's heavy like sour cream, or if not heavier. And you don't want to season it up with too much salt or pepper or garlic. You want it to be creamy and sour and very herby. What the tzatziki does is it kind of helps tone down gyros or souvlaki that's heavily seasoned and heavily salted, and it brings some coolness to the taste buds. We don't want to use a lot of salt on this. Same thing, we hold the garlic, we slice it as thin as we can, angle the knife away. For the tzatziki, we're going to want to press down with some salt to get this to really activate. About a teaspoon. And we see how we're making garlic paste out of that. That really gets our garlic mashed up. Now it's starting to get wet, and we can really get a good chop on it now. To the bowl, we're going to add some lemon zest. Again, you don't want to get any of that white part of the lemon, which is called the pith. It's a little bitter. You want to get the outside zest. We don't want the seeds in this like we have the marinade, so we catch the seeds. You know, you want your coals to be you want them to be red. You get these nice little red embers on top of some raw charcoal, so you get this fired up right away. And like I like to do, I like half of it so I have a cool side. We're going to put some cucumbers in now. We're not peeling these because we want that green skin on the outside. These were just picked this morning. You can see how crunchy they are. That's going to bring a lot of garden flavor. They're not really juicy, they're so fresh. This coal should take about 15 minutes or so. By then our chicken will be marinated for a good 30 minutes. I want to get some green onions in here. And instead of shredding green onion or regular onions like most people do, like the cucumber, I use green onion because I like that fresh green flavor. You know, the fingers basically hold the food and the knife is angled away. Larry, how you doing? Just making tzatziki. Tzatziki is half herbs, half green onion, a little bit of garlic, some lemon zest, lemon juice, and a nice thick Greek whole milk yogurt. We're not talking fat-free here. You know, you can make it any way you want. But I mean, tzatziki sauce is supposed to be thick on a gyro sandwich or with falafels or chicken souvlaki, chicken gyros. Instead of gyros meat, you use chicken breast. A little bit of salt, fresh ground pepper, splash of olive oil, a little bit more lemon juice. These are really nice ripe lemons, so that's going to give us a nice tang. If I was making the yogurt from scratch, which I do, I wouldn't need the lemon juice because I use a African yogurt starter. So anyways, now we mix this with our Greek yogurt. Because these cucumbers are so fresh, it's not going to get all watery. This will last about 4 to 6 days before the cucumbers start to make it watery. So you make this and you use it within the week. You can put this on sandwiches, you can use this for a dip, you can cook chicken in the oven and you put it on top afterwards. It's obviously delicious on gyros. It's a little more salt, it's flat. But you can taste everything in here and nothing is overwhelming. The garlic doesn't knock you over. The lemon is just there. As you chew on the herbs, they explode and release their flavors. I'm just waiting for this to get hot enough so I can start cooking my chicken, and then you can have some tzatziki with the chicken.
That is absolutely delicious.
By the way, this is Larry from Larryville. This is his farm, and he's a big fan, and we like that. We like eaters to come to the table.
Probably number one fan if it wasn't for a relation.
Yeah. Anyways, we got some chicken marinating. We made the tzatziki with stuff from the farm, and we used a really good Greek yogurt. I mean, look at that's tzatziki, nice and thick, so it can sit on that sandwich.
You don't see that kind of product anywhere, really.
You really don't, and it's a shame.
Yeah.
Because you know, just for a few dollars more, you get the right ingredients.
So how does the average individual get you to make this fresh? Because if you buy it in the store, it's definitely not fresh.
Well, they're not using yogurt or sour cream. They're using the sour cream that's been thickened with stabilizers. Right. We call it in the restaurant business fake sour cream because it's really not sour cream. It's almost a non-dairy type of sour cream, and that makes it shelf stable.
Yeah.
Because what will happen to this as the cucumbers start to, because of the salt, they'll start releasing some of their water. And by the time you have 2 weeks on the shelf, it's watery and
Sure.
So that's why if you make it fresh, you've got about 5 days. And we're gonna post it.
And we don't do fake at Larry.
No, we do not. We do not embarrass the cucumber.
It's all about respect.
Exactly. All right, we're getting close here.
Chef, if you need anything, let me know, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank
You bet.
It's good
Thank
to see
you.
you. So we'll get the thighs going first because they take the longest. The chicken thighs, you know, they take about 30 minutes in the oven. So we're going to get these just colored nicely. And then we're going to let these bake nice and slow. Bake these thighs for a little while. I threw these on the grill. I oiled them a little bit so they don't stick. See how nicely they come off? We'll let that charcoal burn for about 20 minutes. And now I got a nice red Cole. And when you do the quick marinade, you want to give it a little lemon and seasoning because the tzatziki's going to tone it down because there's not a lot of, I don't like to put a lot of seasoning in the tzatziki. I want it to be more like yogurt and cucumber. Hit them with a little olive oil. Yeah, I encourage using whatever you have in your garden except for rosemary. And if you did rosemary, not a lot of it. Now that we've got a nice color on these, we get those off of the direct heat and we'll bake them the rest of the way. That should take about 10 minutes because they've been in there about 20 now. Look at that chicken, how perfectly it's cooked. And that's with the quick marinade because it was fresh chicken and I marinated it when I got here. So I marinate it, but without oil because then it'll marinate quicker.
Really?
If you do it overnight, then you can use oil.
That is delicious. Oh my goodness. It's so fresh, I don't know how to react.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah.
It's too good. Too good for a commoner like me.
These are the chicken thighs.
That's my favorite cut of chicken is the chicken thighs. They're so versatile.